Just so you know, we're going to be doing some hands-on stuff here really soon where you actually see all of this implemented, but I want to kind of give you kind of like a schooling, if you will, of what the process is so you have an overview of how everything works, you know the requirements, and then when you actually see me implementing it hands-on, that'll just be a refresher and you'll see how easy it is. So let's talk about the ClickBank approval process here. First off, we want to get a ClickBank account. You're going to see me sign up for a brand new account. I've got actually a brand new product that I'm going to be promoting and setting up for you during this training. It's a product on Photoshop, which is a real hot niche, just some tutorial videos. We're going to set that up with a brand new account. Then we're going to set up the website itself. We want to upload the finished product, have all of the stuff, all lined up. I mean, everything. Like you can, what I found, there is one thing that's a little bit tricky that I want to try to help you avoid doing, and that is trying to take your site. Let's say you have a product that you're already selling online, and you want to now move it on to ClickBank. It's a little bit tricky to do that if it's an active product that people do purchase regularly. The reason is, in order to get ClickBank approval, you've got to have their payment link on there, and it's not going to work initially. In other words, the payment link has to be there so that the ClickBank people can test that you have everything set up properly, but no purchase is really made. It's in test mode. So the pitfall here is, do not try to migrate your existing website over to ClickBank unless you have no sales. Like if you set up a product and a website, and before you started promoting it, you're not making any sales, you decided, I'm going to do this on ClickBank, yeah, then that's fine. You can still use that domain. But if you have a site with an existing product that is making sales, you're going to want to set up a brand new site just for your ClickBank products. And another reason for that is, let's say you do have a website that's making sales. You possibly already have, traffic generation strategies in place. And honestly, you don't want to, if it's going to be where people are buying from you on a regular basis, you don't want to do that through ClickBank anyway. I mean, why? You're just going to give them a percentage of it that they don't need to have, right? They have no right to it, really. So you want to set up a separate website for the ClickBank product, even if you have it, even if you're selling it somewhere else. You create the product on ClickBank, as in you log into your account, you get the product all set up. I'll show you how to do all of that hands-on, but you don't submit it for approval yet because you still got a little bit of work to do in testing and making sure everything's okay. You're going to create a payment link where this is essentially what people can click on to purchase the product. And then you're going to test the payment link and test the thank you page, make sure that they get redirected properly and that there is, they can download everything, all the links are working, all that kind of stuff. Then once you know everything is working and you have met all the criteria, then you submit it for approval, and a representative, usually within a day or two, it can take 3 days, depends on their workload, they're going to approve that product, or they might come back with some changes that they want you to make. And what we're going to try to avoid is the necessity for those changes. In other words, we are going to try to do everything first time through so that they just like it and it gets approved. And you'll be seeing me do that hands-on, and hopefully, if I do everything right, we won't even have to make any changes. But if something comes up, I'll explain what happens. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the pitch page, the main requirements for that. It needs to have clear descriptive text on the product itself, explain exactly what they are getting, tell them exactly clearly what it's going to cost them. And in other words, you don't want to do stuff that is a little bit fishy on the pitch page, because the representative for ClickBank will review the entire text. So if nobody else ever reads your sales page again, if you do a long form sales page, if nobody else ever reads it, well, the ClickBank representative, they are going to read it. So make sure that everything in there is, perfect as far as not doing anything shady or being discreet about something. You want to be very clear. You need to show on the pitch page that you have a 60-day money-back guarantee. And unfortunately with ClickBank, you are locked into 60 days. You cannot put on there a 90-day money-back guarantee. You can't put on there a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't put a 1-year money-back guarantee. It has to be exactly 60 days. That is their policy. And then, of course, you need to have your payment link, and you want to have that very clearly visible there on the sales page. Now, if I have time, I want to go into the possibility of doing upsells through ClickBank. But what I will mention right now is what you'll consider, what my advice to you is, if you're going to have an upsell product for ClickBank, what you want to do is hold that off until later. In other words, get the product approved, get everything, as it is standalone, and then we can add the upsell product after that. So don't try to do it all at once. It will just complicate things and make it much more difficult to get the initial approval. All right, now let's talk about your thank you page and what it needs to have. Your thank you page is the page after they make the purchase. They go, like they start out on your pitch page, they click the order button, then they're going to go to ClickBank's order processing where they enter in all their credit card information and stuff like that. And then after they pay, they come to your thank you page. On the thank you page, you want to have clearly visible your support email address, and that needs to be an email address that they will get a response from within 24 hours. And it needs to be written out, not just, click here to email us and then you hyperlink it. It needs to show support@mydomain.com, whatever your website is. And then on the thank you page, we need to either deliver the product right there, as in have download links, or we need to give them instructions on how they're going to get it, when they're going to get it, that kind of thing, so that they know what to expect. Basically, if you follow this mentality, you'll do well not only with ClickBank but with your instructions, and that is simply this. Assume you're probably too intimately involved in your product and the process for ordering, right? Because there will be things that are just apparent to you because you're very intimately related with that product and the whole process. So what you want to do is assume that the person purchasing your product is a complete idiot, and they need step by step every single instruction for what to do. Do not assume that they know anything. Now, I'm not saying, that you do that for your customer support and stuff. No. But as you are creating the thank you page and as you're creating the whole ordering process, kind of have that in the back of your mind. My customer's an idiot. And, not that they are, but what you want to do is take it down to the lowest common denominator and make sure that every single step is outlined exactly what to do, how to do it. It's great if you can have little video tutorials if it's something that's a little bit complicated. Definitely you want to have text that explains what to do next and make it real easy. In other words, like on your thank you page, you wouldn't, let's say you had a video training that is 5 videos. You would not put on your thank you page just the text video 1 and video 2 and video 3 and have it hyperlinked so that if they were to click on it, it would download, or if they were to right click and select save as, that it would start to download it. You wouldn't put just video 1 on there and assume that they know it's a hyperlink and they know how to download it. You need to have explicit instructions exactly what to do. And when I actually create all this and put it on ClickBank, you're going to see for yourself what I'm talking about. Now, as far as the order button, I want to mention something to you. This is has to do with a PHP redirection script. And when you create your initial order button, your buy link, you're going to get just a code where people will be able to essentially see what it is that it takes to order. They'll see what your ID is, and they could see other things. They'll see which product it is, possibly, things like that. You might want to obfuscate that even better. And what I'll show you when you see me do this through the first step, I'll use the regular buy link that they give you. But what happens is when you upload that, you hover over the order link, that the button that they would click on, and in the lower left-hand corner of the browser, you can see the link. Now, them being able to see the link, ClickBank's trying to be pretty good about hiding that kind of stuff nowadays. It used to be that it was very blatantly obvious, and all you had to do was swap out the ID for the purchaser there and put in your own little ID, and you could buy it through them. You could buy through your own link. ClickBank's trying to be a lot better about that, and they're making it more difficult to hash that stuff out. However, you might want to hide it even more, and a good way to do that is with a PHP redirection script. What you do is you create a file, and you name it something like placeorder.php. Inside that file, you simply put this little script. And again, you'll see me do this, so don't worry if it seems a little bit technical, kind of scary. But what you do is where it says your payment link goes here, and I'll even give you a copy of this PHP file, and you can name it whatever you want. But you would put your buy link right there. Then what happens is on your order page, instead of having the direct ClickBank link right there, this way people can't even tell that it's a ClickBank product, in other words. When they click the button, you're going to link to this placeorder.php. And when they purchase through that, when they click on that, it's going to then redirect them to the proper ClickBank link, and everything's going to happen seamlessly just like it would before. So the only difference is they can't tell by hovering over the button that it's a ClickBank product, and they can't see any kind of ClickBank information where they might be able to try to put in their own link or something like that. Okay, so that's something you want to consider. And you will see me do this in the hands-on tutorials. Okay, so that's basically it for the this session. What we're now going to do is in the next series of videos, they're going to be hands-on, you seeing me go through the whole process of setting up a new product and getting it approved.